Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by. I've been looking at a lot of mid-range gaming laptops lately because the market is jam-packed with cheap gaming machines that either overpromise on graphics or underdeliver on everyday usability. You know the feeling, spending a few $100s more and still ending up with a laptop that overheats on a single title, or having a sleek machine that can actually run the games you love without throttling. This review is meant to cut through the hype and help you decide if the ASUS TUF-15 from 2022 is the right balance of performance, portability, and durability for you. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First, a quick picture of the category. The modern gaming laptop sits at the intersection of three demands: enough graphics horsepower to hit 60 frames per second at 1080p, a chassis that won't melt during a 2-hour session, and a battery/fan noise combo that lets you actually use the device for work or school between games. The TUF-15 tries to satisfy all three, but it does so with a few compromises that become clear once you put it through a typical day. Who should buy this? If you're a college student or a remote worker who needs a machine that can double as a solid workstation, the 16GB DDR5 and 512GB NVMe storage give you fast multitasking and quick game loads. The 12th Gen Intel i7-12650H is a hybrid chip with 6 performance cores and 4 efficiency cores, so you'll see smooth performance in creative apps like Photoshop or Premiere, as well as a decent frame rate in titles like Valorant or Fortnite. The 144Hz IPS panel also brings a smoother visual experience for fast-paced shooters, which is a nice step up from the 60Hz panels you see on many budget laptops. If you travel a lot and need a laptop that can survive a backpack throw, the MILST 810H durability rating and the ArcFlow fans with anti-dust technology provide a tangible peace of mind. You're less likely to see dust clogging the heatsink after a semester of campus life. On the flip side, you should skip this model if you're targeting AAA titles at high settings or you expect to run everything at ultra-high graphics. The RTX 3050 Ti, while a solid entry-level GPU, caps out around 1535 MHz with a 75W power envelope. In practice, that means you'll be hovering in the low to mid 60 frames per second range on Cyberpunk 2077 with medium settings, and you'll see noticeable dips in demanding scenes. If you want to push a game like Red Dead Redemption 2 to high or ultra settings, you'll need to be comfortable lowering textures or resolution, which defeats the gaming laptop label for many hardcore players. Also, the 512GB SSD fills up quickly if you're installing several large titles plus a Windows 11 workspace. By mid-year you'll probably need an external drive or an upgrade. Now, let's walk through a realistic daily routine with this machine. I start my mornings by opening Outlook, a couple of browser tabs, and a spreadsheet. The 16GB of DDR5 RAM handles that without any stutter, and the SSD boots Windows 11 in under 10 seconds. When I switch to a study session, the laptop's weight just under 2 kg makes it easy to slip onto a coffee shop table. The 15.6-inch screen, while not a big screen experience, offers enough real estate to have multiple windows side by side, and the 100% sRGB coverage is decent for color-critical work. The only gripe here is the lack of a dedicated shortcut key to toggle the MUX switch. You have to go into the ASUS Armory Crate software, which can feel a bit clunky if you're trying to toggle between integrated and dedicated graphics on the fly. When it's game time, say I'm playing League of Legends, after a few hours of classes I notice the ArcFlow fans start to whir, but the noise stays around 38 dB, which is comparable to a quiet office fan. The dual fan design with anti-dust filters actually does its job. After a week of intensive play the vents remain clean, and there's no palpable drop in performance. The MUX switch does its part too. The GPU can communicate directly with the display, cutting out the latency that an integrated GPU-only setup would introduce. I'm able to keep a steady 144 frames per second on high settings without the laptop throttling down, which is exactly the kind of smoothness you want for competitive shooters. However, after the first hour of continuous play, the heat on the keyboard edge climbs to a warm but tolerable 45 C. If you're the type that likes to rest your palms on the keyboard for long stretches, you'll start feeling that warmth, so a wrist rest or a slightly looser typing angle may help. Battery life is another practical metric. With the 76Wh battery, you can get roughly 3 to 4 hours of mixed usage, email, browsing, and a short gaming session at low settings before you need to plug in. That's typical for a laptop with a dedicated GPU, but it's something to keep in mind if you plan on using the laptop on the go without a charger for an entire workday. The Thunderbolt 4 port gives you a fast external GPU.